Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another webinar Wednesday. Today is actually a very, very exciting episode. You may have noticed that I have a guest here with me today. So today we're going to be talking to Yusuf Mita. So Yusuf is a freelance photographer. He also has his own photography business. He's been in the field for a number of years. In fact, I think in 2022, he was the South African Photographer of the Year. He won the South African Photographer of the Year award. And on top of that, Yusuf is also a guest lecturer at IT Varsity. For those of you doing the digital entrepreneurship course, Module 10 is all about digital photography. And so we brought in Yusuf, who is an expert in the field, to be your lecturer in that module. And so, yeah, it's really, really a privilege to have him here today to speak to you guys, give you guys some insights, some advice, and you'll also have the opportunity to ask him some questions. So if you have anything you want to ask, no need to wait till the end, just pop it in the chat and we'll pick it up as we go. But yeah, I'd like you all to welcome Yusuf. Assalamu alaikum, Yusuf.
Walaikum salam. How's it, guys? I'm Yusuf. Nice to meet everyone. Yeah, well, I think you did a good job introducing me. So, uh, yeah, let me tell you guys a bit more about myself. Uh, I'm 35 years old. I'm a content creator. I'm the owner of YW Media House. We have our own studio based here in Johannesburg. We deal with content creation on a daily. Um, I've been doing photography and content creation now for over 10 years. I started back in 2014. And right up to the year 2020, I primarily use my cell phone to create content and to book gigs. And as of 2021 is when I invested in my first proper camera. And now we have a studio with 4 staff in it. And yeah, alhamdulillah.
Okay, so I mean that's fantastic to hear. But I mean, if I did a bit of web stalking on you, hope you don't mind. Um, but your journey didn't exactly start with you getting into photography and starting your own business. You had a bit of a career before that. Am I right?
Yes. So I am a qualified explosives engineer and I worked in the mining industry for 10 years prior to going into photography. Um, I lived in a small town, primarily filled with mines. And, after school, what do? You went and got a job, worked my way up, became an explosives engineer, worked there for a couple of years, but there was no joy, there was no passion. And lockdown happened, and a lot of things happened in lockdown, and the camera came out again. And yeah, I just started creating content on a daily and started building on that. I booked my first corporate client in June 2020, and it just started snowballing from there.
So okay, that's interesting. It was actually COVID that was the catalyst in you making that career switch.
Yes, COVID.
At least some good things came out of that whole thing.
No, 100%. Look, I think I learned how to use my phone much more effectively during COVID because we had much more time on our hands and nothing else to do. So at that time there, I was doing some financial advising just to help get some money in because COVID, right?
Mhm.
So I started creating these videos for financial advising where we were giving like selling policies and all those kind of things. And I started creating these videos, and I started getting more interested in the video aspect of it rather than the actual life insurance thing. And yeah, I just from there just learned more skills, tried new things, worked on it, and proud of the journey.
Hmm. Yeah, so I mean, that must have been scary. You were kind of pushed into it because of COVID, so you're forced to now, you're sitting at home, you got to do something. But then going beyond that, what was that like? Now going from a traditional career that you're qualified in to now starting your own business, being self-sufficient.
So at that point there was still no thought of me doing photography as a full-time business because in my head and in a lot of people's head, you can't it can't be a full-time job, right? And because of COVID, I was still trying to push the
Mm,
financial advising thing, trying to get some more sales in. And once I got into that video aspect of it and started pushing that. The clients just started coming in. So it was my side hustle for a while. I was doing corporate clients on the side and I was doing my financial advising on the other side until it reached a point where I needed to choose between the two. And
mhm,
I think that was in February 2021. And that's when I made a decision to go into this full time and just put all my energy and effort into it. And I had Wasim with me from then. I had my wife with me, who was the two, backing stones for this entire media house, and they pushed me. They kept me going, and it was, yeah, the journey.
mm. Must have been, I mean, a tough one. I mean, going into something like that, starting your own business. But what, it's been like 3 years now since then, and uh, you're not just still alive, you seem to be thriving in the industry. So, yeah, I
No,
mean,
Alhamdulillah. Look, it's been interesting. We've worked with a lot of people. We've worked with a lot of amazing brands. We've pushed our social media content. We've pushed workshops. We've done a lot of events and fashion shows. We had the opportunity to work with a lot of big celebrities.
mm,
We've done marketing campaigns for a lot of businesses. For a lot of we've done TV commercials. We've really been exposed to a lot of different facets or or, or part of the marketing sector with just using the camera. And that's what we
mm,
decided to do in studio, is focus fully on marketing. And that's what we've been pushing. We've been pushing content creation. We have video editors in studio. We have photo editors. We have photographers. We and we're trying to build the community as well. The more we grow, the more the community grows, the
mm.
better for everyone else. So creating more sustained jobs for the other creators and content creators, getting them to own their skills and learn more from the others in the office, and thereby empowering each one to do better than what they were when they started.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's something that at IT Varsity here it's a quality that we promote both internally and to our students. In fact, the previous webinar we did was just on that, this continuous learning, that it's never really done. You just got to keep putting into yourself. You got to invest into your own learning, and that's the only way you really grow. Um, so we have a question. It's actually one that I was going to ask next as well. What was the most difficult aspect of this career change? I mean, in the past 3 years, I'm sure it wasn't all smooth sailing. It's definitely ups and downs as it goes with everything in life.
Look, I think there's ups and downs in every industry.
Mm,
Some months are quieter than other months. We work on a booking basis, and because we built up a studio, and we try to find ways to get a continuous revenue into the studio. So every month we have certain retainer clients, and we worked on pushing the retainer clients because that built our base. Um,
mhm,
with regards to the rough months, I mean, it only helps you own your skills, right? It makes you better. It makes you stronger. It improves you mentally. At the time, it doesn't feel like all of that day. It feels like everything is falling in. But once you figure out
mhm.
how to get through that phase, you pick up again. And every month is different. Some months you go on top and then you drop again. But it's just having a backup with regards to when it drops. What happens when it drops? Do you have backup funds? Do you have backup gigs? Do you have anything planned? If there's nothing planned, how are you going to bring in more business to you? And it all goes back then to marketing. How am I going to market my business sufficiently in order for me to get more bookings? Because I would only get bookings if I put my products and my work out there. And so yeah, when it gets quiet, we start pushing on the marketing. We push more content, try to get more of that out there. And then once it gets out there, we start seeing then a return again, and it helps boost us again. It pushes us until we need more content. So basically, an ongoing marketing battle. Every 3 months is changing.
Mhm.
Tactics, policies, figuring out new ways, what's trending, what's not trending, and yeah, building on that.
Yeah, I mean that's the entrepreneurship space, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
you, there's no certainty in anything you do. And so you just got to keep on learning, keep on improving. And I love what you said. Use the downtime, the quiet times to then hone your skills and re-strategize, repivot, see what you can do differently. I think that's such a valuable piece of advice to anyone looking into get into, well, not just photography, but
Yeah,
entrepreneurship
in
in
general.
general. Yeah,
Yeah, entrepreneurship is not for the weak-hearted.
definitely not. But I think it's definitely rewarding. I'm sure you'll agree with that.
No,
And I think
100%. I mean, with entrepreneurship, you get certain privileges. You get more free time. You get uh, more balanced time. You get the opportunity to then balance your scale of time if you need more time off, more time at work. Figuring that out, it's given me the ability to explore the world. Uh,
Mhm.
I mean, with our business, we've had the opportunity to travel all over South Africa, from Cape Town to Durban, meeting different clients, working with different people. And that has brought, a lot of value to us as well.
Yeah,
So
and traveling is a form of education, I think.
yeah, no, definitely, definitely. It's
Yeah, and
refreshing
I
for the
think
soul.
yeah, definitely. And look, I think given your background, there's few better people that you can take this piece of advice from because you were someone that had a pretty solid career, you had a qualification, and then you decided to switch from that to go the entrepreneurship route and go into a completely different field. I mean, we're talking going from an explosive expert working in mines to now working behind a camera, So,
I think it's more passion. I mean, I love what
mm,
I do. I've always loved taking photos. I've always had a thing for marketing and, doing those kind of things. And yeah, once I got into this year, it's just been life changing because it's given me the ability to explore my talents, my passions, and it's showing me what I am able to achieve if I work hard at what I want.
mhm. Yeah, the keep the end goal in mind. That's what they always say.
It's- yeah.
I hope you don't mind me asking, right? You mentioned that you work with a few celebrities and some big clients. Are you like free to share that, or is it like protected behind NDAs and
No,
such?
look, we've had the opportunity to work with GHD South Africa, with Coca-Cola. We've had the opportunity for Ford, Fitbit. That's just to name a few. With regards to celebrities, we've had the opportunity to work with international rappers, DJ Zintle, DJ Mosley. A lot of the DJs,
Yeah.
Seshi
Mhm.
Naidu, international model. Yeah, we've worked with a lot of people. I'm trying to think about it now. We've done work with with not Julius Malema. We've done work with
Mm.
Julius Malema. We've done work with quite a bit of famous people, and it's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. And you know what, like looking at it in context, we're in 2020 because of uh, the pandemic, you decided, you know what, let's take the camera out, start working on this again. And 3 years later, you got this entire list of some global companies, some of the biggest companies in the world, and some of the biggest names in South Africa. You've worked with them, and it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't made that decision back then to just switch. You hadn't taken that
Well, I
that leap
wasn't
of faith.
forced into it by my team.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's just incredible. It just shows what's possible if you just take that leap, take that step, and then yeah, 3 years later, 4 years later, you never know where you'll end up.
No, 100%. Uh, I mean, I can't even plan 4 years from now because I don't even know where I would be in 4 years from now. We have big
Yeah.
plans for the studio and for the media house, and inshallah, we want to work on that. And the end goal is still the bigger picture. So we're still working towards
Mhm.
that. We're still gonna hustle towards that as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Um, yeah, and then one last question before we close off. Any advice you would give as someone who's moved from a traditional career and started their own business and has since gone fully entrepreneurial. What advice would you give someone who is looking to make that change or someone who wants to make a career shift?
Be sure first. I mean, it's tough in the beginning because you're giving up that stable salary for
Mhm,
a month to month freelance kind of basis, and it's just having faith and believing in yourself and your ability to do what you need to get done. Um, Whether it be starting a new business, going into content creation, whatever it is, putting passion into it, uh, putting your all into it, making it a visual representation of you yourself, whether it be your business, whatever it is.
mhm.
Yeah, just put your passion into it, keep working at it, and you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you could wind up working with Coca-Cola next.
100%. But at the end of the day, look, the biggest thing for that every business should remember, and I think a lot of businesses know, but don't want to put that expense or use that expense into it, is your marketing expenses.
Mhm,
Know the value your marketing brings. Find what works for you, whether it be social media, print media, all those kind of things, and uh, utilize that space to bring you more clients. When it's quiet, you need to boost your marketing. You need to boost your um, boost your portfolios. Um, just take advantage of it.
yeah,
Sorry, I just
definitely.
saw the question there. Um, how did you manage to market yourself to those big companies? It's always been for me. I use social media to market my brand and with the people I work with because they tag me a lot and I tag them and people see me working with these big names and big clients. The big companies then contact me to do work for them, or we get
Mhm,
subcontracted by smaller media companies to cover certain parts of the event. And the more events we do, the more we post, the more we're showing potential clients that we are working with big clients like this already, giving
mhm,
them the idea that every time they need someone, they can then use us. Then the next time there is an event like that, they do contact us, and it's continuous marketing using each event or each photo shoot or whatever it is an opportunity to book your next one.
yeah, that's actually so important. It's the importance of and the power of social media. You don't need big budgets always to when it comes to marketing. You just gotta show the world what you're doing, make a noise about everything you do,
Think out
and
of the box. I mean, with
mm,
social media, we have the ability to create such easy content just using your
mm,
phone. Simple. We've seen simple reels, in the simplest of reels, going viral using the right songs. Just understanding your social media platforms, and once you understand it and figure it out, I promise you that social media platform will become so crucial in your entire marketing of your business because whether you'll notice the more you start posting, the more you start getting noticed, the more people start
mhm,
interacting with your products and your page, your engagement will then increase. Once your engagement increases, you'll see there'll be a daily influx of messages, whether it be one, two, three. Each message is a potential sale. Depends how you handle that
mhm, mhm,
conversation, how you deal with the client. And if you show professionalism, you much better to sustain the client, whether your price is higher or not. People are drawn to professionalism. They want things that look professional. They want to be treated as a proper client, whereas a lot of social media businesses don't understand that. They don't know how to respond to clients. They don't know how to respond to
mhm,
engagements, messages. And all of those things are important in building your brand, especially on social media, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn as well. And so, yeah, that's basically how you keep on getting marketing yourself more, pushing yourself out to bigger brands, pushing yourself to new clients, and basically getting better each time because you'll notice the more you're putting content out there, the more your content itself is evolving. Because the more you realize, oh, wait, why don't I try this angle? Because the last time this looked nice. And you'll see each time your content will level up itself automatically.
mhm.
And then your
Yeah,
content.
definitely. Yeah, your content does all your marketing for you, which is something that we keep telling our students as well. We keep emphasizing on them. Everything you do, share it, post it on social media, tag us, tag anyone you know. Just keep posting, and that's how you're gonna get noticed eventually. And that's how you're gonna end up getting clients. But if you keep all of your achievements and all the work you've done to yourself, it's not going to do anything. Rather
I mean,
make all
social
of those
media
things work
platforms
for
are
you.
there it's there as your showcase or your portfolio, and you want
Mhm.
as many people to see your post in as possible, So the more you're posting, the better your chances of being recognized, and the more people get used to it. So it's a big consistency key, consistency thing that you need to keep on posting so people see there's continuous work coming in, making you a more of a trustworthy kind of
Mm.
individual in the space.
Yeah, it builds your credibility.
What is a favorite event that you worked on? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of the weddings. The weddings are lots of fun, and each wedding is different. And uh, I mean, people go all out for weddings, so I love going to weddings. Weddings are one of my favorite events to capture. Other than weddings, my most favorite event to have worked on would be the I've done work for Comic Con. I think that would have been the most fun event I worked on, actually.
Yes, the local Comic Con, I think it happens where in Joburg.
It happened in Joburg, yes.
Oh, that's cool. I've always wanted to attend those. Never got the chance.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite event that I attended.
Okay, we got one more question. What are some of the things you learned while working with big companies?
The bigger the company, the bigger the headache, the bigger the budget.
Yes, I can 100% agree with you on that.
Uh,
It's
I mean, the bigger companies have bigger budgets, but also they have more rules and more stricter guidelines, which, if you're going into content creation, does. Um, Man, I lost my train of thought there. Look, basically, um, I don't know how to put this into words. Help me there, Wasim. Yeah, help me there, Wasim. uh, okay, we'll come back to that one. But
okay.
with the big companies, look, they have guidelines, which also does make it a bit easier.
Mm,
Um, but it forces you to become more professional as well. So you learn more of their tricks, their techniques, which essentially does end up saving you time afterwards.
mhm.
There's a method to their madness, and the only way we as small time creators are going to learn any of that day is by learning from the bigger guys. And once we learn what they do when we implement it ourselves, and then we see the difference it creates in our businesses as well. And it streamlines our processes and all those kind of things as well.
Yeah. Okay, we got another question that came in. You said you started off with a phone before getting a real camera. So how does one know when to upgrade to a camera for social media content creation?
Well, it depends on the type of content creation you want to create. You can create. I'm not gonna lie. Majority of the content we create for our TikTok page, and that is done using our cell phone, right?
Mhm.
It's the most convenient way. TikTok likes raw content like that as well. Um, the only time we use our camera is when we're doing for clients, doing work for clients. But when you're doing content for ourselves, whether it be for our personal pages and that, our phone is always our go-to, because with the right lighting techniques and all of those kind of things, your phone is all you need. Essentially, your phone is all you need. Once you understand your product and you understand the composition and the lighting aspect, and you understand your camera as well, uh, you only need your phone. And I'm a big advocate for using your phone to its full potential. Getting a camera is cool. Your content does change. Your quality of your
Mhm.
content does change. But with the amount of content being pushed out on social media, you can still retain that quality with your cell phone.
Definitely. And I think, I mean, for those of you doing the digital entrepreneurship course, in module 10, you're going to learn all of that. For those who aren't doing the course, the digital entrepreneurship course, but you still want to learn about the digital photography from Yusuf, that course, a separate course will be made available a little later. So keep an eye out for that. We'll also keep you guys informed. But yeah, I think that's about the time we have for this episode. Yusuf, thank you so much for joining us. I think this is very
Thank you
insightful,
guys
and
for having me. Jazakallah.
nah, I mean, it was a pleasure. And personally, I'm very excited to do the rest of your module.
Jazakallah. I'm waiting for feedback, not only from you, from everyone else that does the course as well. We like feedback on it. We'd like to know how can we do better. But uh, I mean, if you follow those principles of that course, I promise you, you'll take your content to the next level.
Mhm. Definitely will. I think any feedback we get from students will send it through to you.
Perfect. We're looking forward to it.
Okay, guys, I think that's where we're gonna leave it for today. So thank you all. Oh, so we'll leave it there for today. Thank